Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another live broadcast here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. Mike Prince here with you. We are live from the campus of Waller, where we're Thanksgiving week, Tuesday night basketball, as the Bulldogs will be hosting the Vikings of Byran High School. My name is Mike Prince, and as always, we welcome and invite each and every one of you to listen in while we give you the coverage of Waller County from no other angle like before. The Bulldogs coming in with an 0-2 record, as are the Byran Vikings. They come in at 0-2. Byran lost to Vista Ridge 59-51 and lost to Waco 90-69. Meanwhile, the Bulldogs lost to Stratford 52-31 and lost to Ridge Point by the score of 89-27. As things are going on right now, we are set, just about ready to go. We got the rosters coming up. We'll give you the team rosters and the starters here momentarily, as there have been a couple of line changes. We got Mr. Colton Dover. His number has been changed for our scoring purposes. He was at number 44. We got him at number 50. So meanwhile, we'll go ahead and read them off right now. For the Byran Vikings, you have number 1, A.J. Lawson. He will be a starter. Number 2, Chris Cavazos. Number 3, Joseph Williams. He'll be a starter. Number 4, Zach Nuttall will be a starter as well. Lorenzo Lewis. Whereas number 5, number 11 will be Christian Carrillo. Number 12 will be Christian Eli. And we have number 15 will be Jalen Collins. Number 21 and a starter will be Eric Mazie. And number 23 will be Trey Blakely. He also is a starter. Number 24 will be Derek Carr. For the Bulldogs, we'll call off the roster, then we'll call off the starters here. Number 1 will be James Hill. Number 2, William Wagner. Number 3, Corbin Vines. Number 4 will be Darrett Smith. Number 5 will be Cecil Dorsett. Number 10 is Malik Banks. Number 11 is Xavier Louis. Number 15 will be Allen Robertson. Allen Roberts. Allen Roberts. And number 21 will be Tyron Taylor. 22, Charlie Hill. Number 23, Ray Simon. 32 will be Eric Wright. Number 33 will be Sean Robinson. Number 42 will be Zach Kelsey. And number 50 will be Mr. Colton Dover. Starting lineups for the Bulldogs, we'll see number 10, Malik Banks, will be one of the starters. Also, Corbin Vines, number 3, will be a starter, as will William Wagner, number 2. And Mr. Charlie Hill, wearing number 22. And last but not least will be Mr. Colton Dover, wearing number 50. The Bulldogs dressed in their white uniforms with the maroon stripes going down the side. The Byran Vikings are in a navy blue tops and bottoms with the white stripe going down the side. We're just about ready to get things started. Hope wherever you're listening is a safe and wonderful time as we get ready for this Thanksgiving weekend. Tuesday afternoon, or Tuesday evening, I should say. The scheduled time is 7:30. A little bit on course for that, because unofficially I have the time being at 7:32, and it looks like that we are just about ready to get going. Coach Earl Claiborne leading the Bulldogs. Everybody getting their last-minute instructions. We're just about ready to go here. Bulldogs will be going from my left to right as we get ready for the tip-off. Mr. A.J. Lawson tips it back, and it is controlled by the Bulldogs, and we're ready to go. Corbin Vines takes it, dribbles, kicks it out to the baseline, and off the glass from Wagner, no good. The rebound by the Vikings pushed it up the floor for the Vikings is Nuttall. Nuttall kicks it out. There's a turnover picked up by Vines. Vines is trapped in, and he will get loose There's going to be a foul called against the Vikings, number 23, Trey Blakely. That's his first foul, as will come on. But Banks brings it up across the timeline, kicks it over to Wagner. Wagner back to Vine to the top of the key over in the corner to Charlie. Charlie goes baseline and misses the floater shot, picks it up, and here come the Vikings with the rebound. Bringing it up for the Vikings is Blakely. Blakely kicks it back to Nuttall. Nuttall swings it over to Lawson on the wing. Comes toward the right elbow. Shoots the shot too strong. Rebound by William Wagner. Kicks it out to Charlie Hill. Charlie pushing it down. 3-on-2. That ball is turned over with the steal by A.J. Lawson as he brings it back the other way. Just getting on the way. No score. 6:58 here in the first period of play. Bulldogs and the Vikings from Waller High School. Turning things over now. Crossing over to the left side. And it's going to be a hand-checking foul called against the Bulldogs. That will be fouled against Mr. William Wagner. That is his first foul. Non-shooting foul. As the Vikings will get ready to inbound it right now. And the Vikings working, and the toss is in to number 21, Basie. His shot is too strong. Rebounded by Culver. Culver gets the rebound and kicks it out to Banks. Banks bringing it up across the timeline. Charlie Hill on the right wing. Down low to Corbin Vines in the corner. He shoots the jumper. No good. Gets his own rebound off the glass. It's no good. Dover gets the rebound, but he's tied up by Eric Basie. And it's going to be a jump ball. Possession is pointing in favor of the Vikings. And the Bulldogs will go back on defense right now. Those who have just been keeping up with us understand that we're switching over our website to OBN-Radio.com as the Vikings inbound, breaking the pressure by the Bulldogs, swing it out in the corner, shooting. The jumper missed by Lawson, and rebound and kick back out to Lawson. He swings it to the top of the key to Nuttall. Nuttall looking for the signal, swings it to the right wing, gets it back over to Lawson. He lost the handle. The pickup is by Wagner. Wagner got the fast break working off the glass. And it's going to be a foul called. Impeding the play was Joseph Williams. He will be assessed with the foul, as it will bring Wagner to the line. This will be a first opportunity for the Bulldogs on the night. Wagner will go to shoot two. Wagner's first free throw attempt is no good. Substitution now coming in for the Vikings. It appears that number 12, Christian Eli, will come in and give a breather to Joseph Williams. Meanwhile, for the Bulldogs is entering number 32, Eric Wright, to give Dover a break. So Wagner's now shooting his second shot, and that one rolls out, no good. The rebound by the Vikings and knocked out of bounds by hustling Will Wagner. As the Bulldogs go back on defense, we still have no score here in the 6-minute mark of the first period. That ball is stolen off the inbound and turned back over, and here come the Vikings with a one-on-one break, and that ball is misplayed. It's trying to bounce pass was Nuttall. That ends up going out of bounds off the Bulldogs' foot, and the Vikings will inbound. 5:51 in this first quarter. Going baseline, and the shot altered by Eric Wright. It looked like he's going to be called for the foul unless they give it to Charlie Williams. They give that one to Eric Wright. That is his first foul. First free throw is good by Lawson. Lawson is able to sink the second shot, and it makes it now 2-0 Vikings on top of the Bulldogs. Bulldogs breaking across the press. Wagner gets it across the timeline over the Vines over in the corner. He shoots the three. It's no good. Knocked back, and the rebound saved by Lawson. He kicks it outside to Nuttall. Nuttall gets it across the timeline, going, lays it off the glass, altered by Vines. And Vines gets the rebound, but he loses the handle, and that ball is sucked up by Trey Blakely as he gets the scrap basket, and it makes it 4-0. The Vikings has a turnover by the Bulldogs and another easy basket by Trey And it gives him, Trey Blakely, it gives him 4 points. 6-0 now is the score. Bounce pass over to Vines. Vines gets it across, bounce it back to Malik at the right elbow. The jumper is good for Malik Banks. Banks gets the shot in. 6-2 is our score now. And the teardrop shot falls off the glass. It falls through by Nuttall. Nuttall's basket is good. 8-2, breaking across the press, kicking it out to Malik at the top of the key. The three is good, and Banks has scored 5 points here, make it 8-5. Bulldogs now trying to apply a little pressure. Nuttall swings it back out to Blakely. Blakely goes across, toss up the shot, and it falls in for another 2. Blakely with 6 points here in this first period of play. Vines gets it over. Charlie Hill off the glass. It's no good. Eric Wright missing the rebound, is picked up, and losing the handle was Lawson as he fell over trying to get the pass. Over in the corner for Hill. Travel is the call against Charlie Hill. Turnover. The ball score is now 10-2. 10-5. Bulldogs trailing the Vikings. Substitution as Wagner goes out, and number 15, Allen Roberts, comes in. Also in now is Gerard Smith. Gerard Smith, guarding Lawson. Lawson runs right past him. Lawson goes coast to coast, and he's fouled hard. Going to shoot 2, trying to make sure who they call this foul on right now. 32, Mr. Eric Wright gets his second foul, and going to shoot 2 will be A.J. Lawson. Shot by Lawson is good. Lawson with his 3rd point, all 3 from the charity stripe. 3:34 here in this first quarter play. The second shot is good. Makes the score 12-5. The Vikings on top of the Bulldogs. Cecil Dorsett now in. He and Smith working the backcourt. Works it in. Dorsett gets it on the left wing. That ball was rejected by Lawson as he went up for the layup. Lawson back to receive the long pass. Stops and drops. And it's going to be a foul call against the Bulldogs. Gerard Smith, as he will pick up his first foul. That will be a non-shooting foul. Inbound pass. The shot is no good. Wright trying to come up with the rebound, and he was no good. That shot was missed by Eric Basie, knocked out of bounds by the Vikings, so it will be the Bulldogs' ball. Got a little tied up, didn't know who quite was supposed to get it. As we get ready to go, Bulldogs going from my left to right. As now Roberts gets it. Bill dribbles behind his back, kicks it out back at the top to Smith. Smith directing the play, kicks it back over to Roberts on the right wing. He goes, and off the glass, it's no good. Foul is going to be called against the Vikings, number 12, Christian Eli, his first foul, and it's going to put the Bulldogs at the line. Roberts will go to shoot 2 with 2:55 here in the first quarter play. 12-5, the Vikings on top of the Bulldogs. Roberts takes his time, shoots his first shot, and it is no good. Bulldogs got 5 points, all 5 by Malik Banks, a 3-pointer, layup, as Wright comes out. And now number 42, Mr. Zach Kelsey, comes in for the Bulldogs. Second shot on the way here from Roberts. Shot, and it rocks, rattle, and rolls for Roberts' first point of the night. Coming in now are the Vikings. Nuttall on the right wing, working against Smith. Smith gets the steal. Coming across, going to lay it up, and he gets the ball knocked out of his hands. If that was ripped by Number 15, Jalen Collins, knocked out of bounds. It will be possession for the Bulldogs. 12-6 is the score. Roberts now ready to inbound. Checks, looks, and finally gets it over into the corner. Sean Robinson's shot is no good. And rebound is by Smith. It lost the turnover, and here come the Vikings. Pushing it up is Nuttall. Nuttall dribbles between his legs, shakes Cecil Dorsett, and he pulls it back out as he swings over in the corner now. Into the corner for Eli. Eli swings it back out. Now Collins has it. Working now with Nuttall at the top of the key. Back to Collins on the left wing. Collins looking. Nuttall now going back and forth with a little guard passing. Bulldogs in their zone, the 2-3 zone look, as Roberts applying the pressure. Wearing number 33 for the Bulldogs. 2 minutes now coming up in the first quarter. 12-6 is the score. Bulldogs trailing the Vikings. As now the Vikings are just slowing it down. Nuttall now back with the ball. Bulldogs sitting back in the zone. 1:47 now. And now they look like the Bulldogs starting to come up a little bit out the zone. And it's still just taking it back and forth. Guard play. Nothing real serious right now. Swings it over into the corner to Williams. And that shot is no good by Blakely. The rebound is by the Vikings. And shooting the ball that bounces out the rim and back down into the glass was Nuttall. And it makes it 14-6, the Vikings. Dorsett shoots the long three. It's no good for the Bulldogs, and the rebound coming up by the Vikings. Vikings get it in their navy blue uniforms trimmed in white, going from my right to left. Over into the corner to Williams. Williams back to the top to Collins. Collins back over to Nuttall. Nuttall looking for Williams on the left wing. Now gets it back over to Blakely. He misses the shot. The rebound by the Bulldogs, Kelsey. That long pass is saved by Robinson as he gets it across the timeline. Going and losing the handle was Roberts, but following up with the basket was Darren Smith for his first field goal of the night. 14-8 is the score now. Bulldogs trail by 6. 30 seconds remaining in the first quarter of play. Coming up looking. Oh, and is still trying to buy some time, or the Vikings ball movement, and that ball is turned over, intended for Williams, coming off the cut. 14-26 now as James Hill will enter into the ball game. His first action of the night. 14-26, 14.22 seconds remaining. The ball is inbounded. Dorsett gets it across the timeline, looking, trying to bring pressure, gets it over to the corner. And there's going to be a travel as coming in for the Bulldogs, number 23, Ray Simon. And he lost the handle, and it is 5 seconds remaining. And a timeout is taken by the Vikings. And looking like there's a little bit of confusion going on right now, as they finally got things on the way. The ball is inbounded. Stolen by Robinson. He throws a pass. The Dorsett at the top of the key, and it's no good. Just tried to get that off before the time was taken off. We've completed 1 quarter of play, and the Bulldogs trail 14-8. This is Mike Prince. We'll be right back.
For you to maximize your advertising dollars, the Open Mic Broadcast Network is the solution. We're providing over 140 live sporting broadcasts for the 2014-15 campaign, featuring coverage for the Waller Bulldogs, the Hempstead Bobcats, the Prairie View A&M University Panthers, and the Wharton County Pioneers. Call us today at 832-213-8824. You will have an inside track on an opportunity to reach over 150,000 listeners to highlight your product during our live broadcast. The Open Mic Broadcast Network, serving the community through faith and athletics. Call us today at 832-213-8824. You're listening to the Open Mic Broadcast Network, the official voice of Waller County Athletics. We're taking a break from our live coverage right now, but stay tuned. We'll be right back with more live coverage. You can keep up with us on Twitter at OB.
And welcome back to the Open Mic Broadcast Network. Mike Prince here with you as we have a new quarter to start. 14-8 is the score. Bulldogs trail the Vikings. Ball is now being inbound by number 21, Eric Blakely, as we get things set and ready to go. Over into the right wing, and there's going to be a foul against the Vikings, it looks like. They're going to call that foul on A.J. Lawson. So they call it on Malik Banks. Number 10, I'm sorry about that, a pushing foul. So it will be inbounded. Swinging around to the corner is Lawson. Lawson back up to Nuttall. And just playing a little keep away now, or the Vikings. Just kind of slowing it down. Old school way of doing things. They just stall it, and the Bulldogs are just sitting alone. Now Charlie Hill comes up, try a little pressure. And they're just going to slow it down. They're going to make the Bulldogs try to come up with a play. As Malik Banks now comes up, leading the charge. On the floor is Banks, Vines, Wagner, Dover, and Hill, along with Roberts for the Bulldogs. And they're just slowing down the time, have eaten up almost 2 minutes here in the second half. 14-8 is the score. The Vikings on top, just doing a little slow tactic. And they're just slowing them to sleep right now. They're just taking the time, set up, and a steal is almost by Malik Banks. He knocks that out of bounds. Still 6:21 remaining in the second quarter play. They're just slowing the ball down now. On the floor will be A.J. Lawson for the Vikings. Number 1, number 4, Zach Nuttall. Number 21, Eric Blake. Blake. And number 23, there's a timeout taken on the floor. I mean, there's just a slow, dragging style of play right now that the Vikings are doing, just taking things, just slowed it down tremendously, as it's a pretty nice turnout here during this Thanksgiving break. It is cold. They need to tell somebody to turn the heater on. It is freezing in this place. It's in a timeout right now. You're listening to the Open Mic Broadcast Network, the official voice of Waller County Athletics. Mike Prince here with you on this Thanksgiving week celebration. Hopefully wherever you are that you're enjoying good family, good friends, and just some good old meal. Don't overdo it. And remember that things work out according to those that love. I want to remind everyone tonight's broadcast is being made possible by the good people at the City of Prairie View 4B Economic Development Group. Also the Learning Tree Daycare Center. Got to thank Mr. Larry's Automotive at Field Store area here in the Waller area, as they got things coming up. Some old alumni coming in for the Bulldogs. As they're coming out the timeout right now, the play will resume with 5 minutes and 56 seconds. Blakely will inbound for the Vikings, and he gets it into the hands of Mr. Nuttall. Now the Kings swing it back. Look like they got a little bit of urgency. That ball is shot out of bounds, but they didn't call it. Rebound by Wagner. Kicks it out to Charlie Hill. Hill trying to press it down. He slows it down now. Long pass across the Vine. Vine takes it, and Vines is going to be fouled by number 4, Zach Nuttall. That's his first foul, as it will be a non-shooting foul, as entering for the Bulldogs now is Eric Wright. Dover will get a breather. 5:36 remaining. It's still 14-8. The Vikings on top of the Bulldogs. Banks gets the inbound, brings it back up toward the top of the key, setting things up. Charlie Hill on the right wing takes it, dribbles to the right side. The shot, no good, and the foul is going to be by Eric Basie. That's his first foul. And that's 5 fouls for the Vikings, and it looks like it is 6 for the Bulldogs as Charlie Hill sinks the first free throw. Makes it 14-9. Hill takes his time, throws it off the fingertips, and he gets the shooter's touch. Makes it 14-10. Now the Vikings back to the slowing down mode. Zach Nuttall taking his time. Swings it over. Just a little swing pass. The Bulldogs now trying to apply a little pressure now as A.J. Lawson would take it and bring it back. He dribbles and swings it over off the right elbow. That shot is nothing but bottom of the net for Zach Nuttall as Nuttall gets his 6th point. Coming around looking. Banks gets the ball across the timeline. Wagner running back and forth, trying to get open. Swings it over to Charlie Hill at the right top of the key wing. And Banks shoots another 3. That one's no good from the left wing. Rebound, and here comes the Vikings fast break. Wagner goes up to try to block it. He delayed the shot, and Blakely comes up with the rebound. Going baseline, and they're going to call a hand check on Corbin Vines. Boy, they're getting very, very sensitive with these hand checks right now. 16-10 is the score. As the Vikings will go to the line, and it will be number 21, Mr. Eric Basie. His first shot is good. Basie gets his first points of the night. 17-10 is our score. Second shot is in and out, no good, and knocked out of bounds by the Bulldogs, and is going to be possession now for the Vikings. Substitution now as Williams comes back in along with number 12, Christian Eli. Well, Williams goes out and Eli comes in. So the inbound now by the Vikings. Bounce pass is saved by Blakely. Gets it into the hands of Eli. He lost the handle, and here come the Bulldogs led by Banks. Banks swings it over to Wagner. Wagner off the glass, no good. And that ball is out of bounds off the hands of the Bulldogs. 4:01 before halftime. Mike Prince here with you live from Waller High School. This is our first basketball broadcast of the 2014-15 campaign. We got the schedule we'll be giving you here during the halftime break. That pass is turned over, stolen by the Bulldogs. Wagner gets it, loses control, but regains it, gets it to right over the Vines off the right wing. He steps in, misses the shot, and that ball bounces off the shoulder of Trey Blakely. He did not like the call, and it's going to be Bulldogs ball. Coming in now will be Cecil Dorsett and Darrod Smith. So Smith will inbound it. 5 seconds, got to be careful. Swings over to Dorsett. Dorsett off the right wing, gets it to Charlie Hill off the left elbow. It's no good. Rebound by Wagner. He misses going up with the follow-up off the hands of A.J. Lawson of the Vikings, and it will be Bulldogs ball with 3:27 here in this second period of play. Inbound to Darrod Smith. He swings it over to Cecil Shepard, who sits on the right wing. Back to Charlie, who comes to the left wing. Charlie Hill, that is. He gets it back to Smith. Bulldogs trying to set the play up. Wagner on the left wing looking. Cutting across now is Dorsett, but he gets it to Hill at the top of the key. And swinging, working, bounce pass down the right. And that shot was blocked by Lawson. As now coming in, Dawes Smith lost the handle, and here come the Vikings led by Basie. Basie gets the shot, throws it up, and it is turned over. And here comes Wagner. Wagner got an opportunity to do something and lays it off the glass for the basket. Wagner on the fast break gets his first field goal of the night. Makes the score 17-12. 2 minutes and 35 seconds now. As now Lawson working down in the paint, kicks it back out, and going over to the far side will be Basie. Gets it back into the hands of Lawson. Lawson from the left elbow. Shoots that one, no good. Spin move off of Blakely. Good pass. Well, Blakely, not a good pass, but a good basket. It's got the spin and kisses it off the glass. 19-12 is the score. 2 minutes and 15 seconds before a halftime break. Mike Prince here with you from Waller High School as the Bulldogs and the Vikings do battle here on Thanksgiving weekend. Getting set here as we'll take a little break at halftime. Try to get warmed up around this place, man. It's ice cold in here. Yes, they forgot a ball game was going to be here tonight. As we get ready here 6 seconds before we get out of play. As the Bulldogs will now come out of timeout. And we're ready to get things on the go here. Bulldogs going from left to right. Charlie Hill gets it across the timeline. Swings it over to Wagner in the corner, and the three-pointer is no good. The rebound actually was a foul call against Eric Wright. That's his third foul. And going to the line, they're now in the bonus. Going to the line will be Trey Blakely. Blakely will go to shoot. As the Bulldogs are trailing 19-12. Blakely has 8 points as he makes that free throw to make it 20-12. Now there's it's still early in the season, so guys are still getting in basketball shape. You had a few guys who were out there on the football field, such as William Wagner. You had Mr. Tyron Taylor out there, Ray Simon, Eric Wright was out there on the football field. Now they're transitioning over to basketball, so these guys are going to have to get their second win underneath them. The second shot is in and out. Rebound by Wagner. Kicks it out to Dorsett. Dorsett swings it across. And Sean Robertson, good bounce pass over to Roberts. Roberts turns it over, and here comes A.J. Lawson streaking down the side, and they're not going to allow the shot to go as the officials are talking to Lawson. They're going to allow substitution to come in. There was a foul called against the Bulldogs. Didn't quite find out who that foul was against. We'll get that corrected at halftime. 1:48 before the half as Lawson will go to shoot, and he misses that one. The rebound is saved by Lorenzo Lewis as Lewis kicks it back out with 1:39. Over in the corner, Lewis gets the jumper. It's no good from the corner. From behind the three, Wagner with the rebound. Pushing it, kicks it over in the corner. Shooting is Charlie Hill. That shot's no good. Whoa! A saving pass hitting the floor hard was Eli, getting it back to Lawson. And there's going to be another foul call. And it's coming across. On a 1-and-1 will be the shot. That is the second foul called on the Bulldogs, in which we were able, from our vantage point, to get who was on. And the first shot is good. So it makes it 21-12. Lawson's second shot is good. Makes it 22-12. 10-point lead now for the Vikings. Sean Robinson breaking across the pressure at the timeline, and he will get fouled. That foul will be assessed against number 5, Mr. Lorenzo Lewis, his first foul, non-shooting foul. So they'll get it back in now. Swing it over to Dorsett, who shoots a 3 from deep behind and makes it fall. Dorsett off the inbound pass gets the three-pointer, gets his first field goal of the night, makes it 22-15. Coming up on a minute left, Dorsett is going to be called for the hand foul, and they are really, really calling the hand foul. The Bulldogs are going to have to make their adjustments as going to the line now. Bulldogs well in the bonus. They're going to be calling that hand foul anytime they touch up on them. So the guy's going to have to make the adjustment to that. So I hear the fans back here fussing, but they're going to have to make some adjustments. So at the line is Zach Nuttall. The 1-and-1 rolls, well, not the 1-and-1, but the 2, it rolls in and out. No good. Exactly 1 minute left in this second period of play. Second shot is good. And that makes the score 23-15. Coming up now, swinging it across. Here comes Dorsett. Dorsett goes and gets the layup. Pushing it hard was Dorsett. Makes it 23-17. Coming across the line now is Nuttall. Nuttall going back to the right wing, down over in the corner. Battling now is Lawson and Charlie Hill. Lawson has the ball now. Hill comes out on him. 30 seconds remaining before the half. Takes it, swings it over to Nuttall. Nuttall going back, working against Dorsett. Dorsett shadowing him. And they're going to call another foul on Dorsett. And these are some very touchy foul calls being called, but the Bulldogs are going to have to make the adjustments. 23.34 seconds remaining. At the line will be Nuttall. Nuttall has 7 points as he misses that free throw. Substitution now. Roberts goes out, and now Malik Banks comes back in. Second shot attempt by Nuttall is good, and that makes it 24-17. There's a ball that was just mispassed and turned over out of bounds. Turnover against the Bulldogs. And now here come the Vikings. 15 seconds remain. Lawson being double teamed now. Trying to split the defense. They call a foul on Charlie Hill. And Hill never once raised his hands. I mean, wow. This look like, remember that dance they call the bump? He ain't going to bump, though. If they bump him, they're going to call a foul. I hope we don't have to call security for some of these Bulldogs. So Lawson now goes to shoot again at the line, and he misses that one terribly. 24-17 is the score. James Hill comes in for Will Wagner. Trading places now with Sean Robinson. Lawson, who has definitely been the go-to man, got all of his points from the free throw line thus far. Second shot, and that one is good. Maybe I shouldn't have said anything. That's 7 points for Lawson, all from the charity stripe. Hill gets it, swings it over to Dorsett, who shoots a 3 from the corner, and it's long. And that's going to be a foul, and Dorsett's going to go shoot 3. Sitting in disbelief right now is Christian Eli. So Dorsett gets a chance now to bring the Bulldogs within 5 here from the charity stripe. The first free throw attempt from Dorsett rattles in, and that's good. Makes it 25-18. Second shot on the way. Bends his knees and releases, and that is good. Next shot coming in. This will be a big shot by Dorsett. Takes his time and releases, and that is good. And Dorsett hits all 3. The long shot is no good, and we are at the half. The Bulldogs trailing by 5 by the score of 25-20. This is Mike Prince. We're going to take a break, and we'll be back with the second half. You're listening to the Open Mic Broadcast Network, the voice of Waller County Athletics.
You're listening to the Open Mic Broadcast Network, the official voice of Waller County Athletics. We're taking a break from our live coverage right now, but stay tuned. We'll be right back with more live coverage. You can keep up with us on Twitter at OBN_radio. You can follow us on iHeartRadio. Go to iHeartRadio.com, hit the talk section. From there, go to sports and look for OBN Sports. You can like our Facebook page at Open Mic Broadcast Network. Be sure to follow us on Spreaker.com. Look for Open Mic Broadcast Network. You can also send us an email at ombnetwork@gmail.com. And don't forget, you can always follow us at our website at KTORradio.com. The station designed with you in mind, the Open Mic Broadcast Network.
And welcome back. We are just about done with our halftime. While the Bulldogs are trailing the Byran Vikings by the score of 25-20. Our first half totals had A.J. Lawson had a total of 9 points. He and Trey Blakely leading the team with 9 points. For the Bulldogs, you have Mr. Cecil Dorsett. He had a total of 8 points as we get ready now for the second half. The Bulldogs will be inbounding. Mr. Corbin Vines will be inbounding. Bulldogs have switched sides. They will now be going from my left to right as the whistle is blown, and we're ready to get this second half on the way. Malik Banks gets it. Controlling at the point, swings it out to Vines on the left wing, gets it back over to Dorsett at the top of the key. Dorsett swings it back over to Wagner on the left wing, back to the top to Banks. Banks got the handle, goes for the layup, and it's good off the glass as Banks gets the first field goal in the second half for either side. Makes the score 25-22. Bulldogs trail. There's another foul call. That foul against Cecil Dorsett. Dorsett picks up number 3. Inbound pass is back in time for the Vikings. In possession of Basie. Basie swings back out, gets it. Oh, almost got a double dribble, but he got away with that one. Lays it off, and there's a turnover, and the Bulldogs playing a little kickball with it. They lost it. Back into the hands of Lawson. Lawson swings it back over to the corner to Blakely. Blakely pulls it back up and gets it to Lawson at the top of the key. Lawson dribbles, goes through, and gets a beautiful layup for his 11th point of the night. 27-22 is the score. As Dorsett now swings it over to the corner. Wagner shoots the 3. It rolls in and out. The rebound picked up by the Vikings, pushing it up, and gets it across the timeline to Williams. Williams over to the corner. The three-pointer is no good, and the basket, scrap basket, is picked up by Trey Blakely. Blakely picks up 2. It makes the score 29-22. Over in the corner now to Dorsett. Dorsett back to the top of the key. Banks gets the dish pass over the Vines for the nice assist by Banks. 24-29 now is the score. Going to the left side now will be Nuttall. There's a turnover. Here comes Wagner. He might do something fancy with this one, and he just lays it off the glass. Gets it in, and the basket is good. Timeout taken on the floor. Bulldogs trying to make a run. Make the score now 26-29. The Bulldogs are trailing after the fast break by Mr. William Wagner. Wagner picks up his 4th point. Got timeout. I want to remind you that tonight's broadcast is being made possible by the good people at Larry's Automotive, the Learning Tree Daycare Center. Also want to thank those good people from the city of Prairie View for the economic group. Got to be sure to remind you about our friend, attorney-at-law, Mr. Richardson, Lee Van Richardson. 5:50 here in the third quarter of play, 29-26, the inbound coming from the Vikings. Vikings going from my left to right, dressed in their navy blue uniforms with the white stripe going down the side. Bulldogs in their home white. Swinging the ball around now on the corners. Getting it over at the right wing. Swinging it back now to the left wing is in the Nuttall missed the basket. It's going to be a turnover. Banks had the ball as he was pushed by Nuttall. As it is now the Bulldogs' possession. Banks will receive the inbounds from Charlie Hill and gets it across the timeline. Swings it over to Corbin Vines on the right wing. Vines looking, gets it over to the top to Wagner, who's at the top of the key. Wagner looking, gets it over to Banks. Banks pulls it back to the top of the key. Bulldogs trying to work it. The zone now being worked as Hill almost lost the pass. Charlie Hill gets it over to Wagner. Wagner goes back. Here comes Dorsett. Back to Hill. Hill loses the handle, but he is fouled. As that foul will be called against A.J. Lawson. Bulldogs will maintain possession. 4:54 here in the third period of play. 29-26 is the score. The inbound to Dorsett. Dorsett swings it out to Wagner. Wagner for the three is no good. The long rebound by Lawson. Lawson brings it across the timeline, pulls back out, gets ready to set up. Being guarded by Charlie Hill. He goes through and walked all day long, but did not call it as Lawson gets the basket. 31-26 is the score. Banks gets it to Wagner. Wagner goes off the glass. It's no good. The rebound coming up, the long pass, and trying to make the trying to do a little fancy alley-oop was Derek Carr to A.J. Lawson, but it didn't go in. Lawson got the basket anyhow, and it's 33-26, foul on the floor. The foul is called against Derek Carr. 33-26, 4:12 remaining here in this third period of play. The Bulldogs are losing here in Waller Bulldog Gymnasium. They like to call it the dog pound affectionately. Charlie Hill gets it in. Gets it across the Vines. Vines goes a baseline. The teardrop's no good. The rebound is saved by the Vikings. And now Lawson comes up with it. 3:55 remaining in the third quarter. Pass is over, and Nuttall bounce passes to Blakely, who couldn't handle it. Still trying to get up the shot. Goes up 3 times, not able to get the ball, and finally knocked it out of bounds. No effort on the boards by the Bulldogs that time. 3:45 as the clock starts back. Banks almost lost the pass. That ball is tipped away but saved. Coming across is Charlie Hill. Hill gets it to Dorsett. Back to the top to Wagner. Wagner looks around, gets it over to Hill in the corner. Going back, lost the ball. And it's going to be a turnover out of bounds in favor now of the Vikings. 33-26 is the score, 3:25 here in the third period of play. Waiting now. Heel comes out as Sean Robinson comes in. Bringing it across now is Nuttall for the Vikings. Bounces it over to and there's a backdoor slam for Lawson. As Lawson starting to heat up here in the third period of play. There's going to be a hand check foul. That one's going to be assessed against Trey Blakely. 35-26 is the score, 3:08 in the third period of play. Ready for it as they get it across the timeline. Looking, gets it to Sean Robinson from the right elbow, and that basket is good. Robinson gets his first points of the game here in the third period of play. Makes it 35-28. There's a wide open shot, and it's missed by Baker. The rebound is coming up for the Bulldogs, but Banks gets it over to Dorsett, who shoots the three from the corner, but he's fouled. He's fouled, and he's going to get a chance to shoot three more. That was another foul by Eli. Picks up number 3. So going to the line to shoot 3 will be Cecil Dorsett. Bulldogs trailing. He misses the first one. Bulldogs trailing 37-28. Substitutions are waiting to come in. Number 42, Zach Kelsey. And it looks like number 32, Eric Wright, await to come in. Second shot is good by Dorsett. That one kind of squeaked around as Dorsett gets point number 9. To give the Bulldogs 29. So Wright and Kelsey comes in. This third shot on the way from Dorsett. And that one's no good. Lane violation was the call. So Dorsett will get a chance to go do that one again. 2:30 remaining in this third period of play. 37-29 is our score. We are live from Waller High School. This shot, the makeup shot on the way from Dorsett, and it is good. Cecil makes it count, makes it 37-30 in favor of the Vikings here. Coming up with 2:25 in the third period. Swings it over to the left wing now with Collins. Collins gets it back up top to Lawson. No doubt as Lawson is their go-to man. Coming back, Lawson at the mid-court. Waits, calling on the play. Coming out to get it now is Nuttall. Nuttall being guarded by Dorsett. Nuttall goes to the right side, looking, kicks back out over to Collins at the left wing. Collins had that ball almost picked by Gerard Smith. Coming in, Collins being pressured, tosses that one up to Nuttall. Nuttall gets it across, and there's Bakley at the shot at the free throw line, no good. Rebound by Gerard Smith, and here come the Bulldogs. Pushing it, goes across, gets it back to Sean Robinson. He takes it, kicks it out on the right elbow is Eric Wright, and Eric Wright gets the basket. Bulldogs now make it 32-37. Coming across now is Lawson. Lawson pulls it back out as the Vikings get ready to set up the play. Lawson back to Nuttall. Nuttall going. Bulldogs in a 1-3-1 zone look. As they're bouncing now, Lawson takes it. He slips and gets it back out to slow it up. Lawson now checking, gets it over to Nuttall at the top of the key. Kicks it over to Collins on the left side and bounce it down low to Blakely. Blakely back to Collins. And the Vikings trying to set things up. 50 seconds now remaining. Over in the corner, kicks it back to Collins. Collins waiting. The time is steady ticking down. 42 seconds now remain. As it looks like the Vikings are going to try and set up for the last shot. 37-35. That shot is shot and no good by Eli. The rebound by Lawson. And they're going to call that foul against Robertson, it looks like. Robertson with his first foul, and Lawson will go to shoot two with 30 seconds remaining, 37-32. Lawson has made a living at the free throw line tonight, and he continues to eat. Making the first free throw makes it 38-32. Second shot on the way, and that one's no good. A good box out by Zach Kelsey, and he was fouled by Collins. Jalen Collins on the foul, looking in disbelief. 38-32, 29 seconds remaining in the third period of play here. Bulldogs trailing the Vikings as the Bulldogs trying to work it across the timeline. Smith finally gets it across. A long pass. That one's intercepted by Lawson. Lawson come. That ball was knocked away by Smith. And they're going to say Smith got more wrist than he did ball. And going back to the line will be Lawson. So Smith picks up his second foul. We did miss a couple of fouls earlier as that shot does fall through for Lawson. 39-32 is the score. Lawson now ready to shoot the second shot. Spins the ball in his fingers, and he's nothing but the bottom of the net on that one. 40-32, 8-point lead now for the Bulldogs. 9 seconds. Dorsett got to get in charge. It's going to be a travel as James Hill drugged that foot. And with 6 seconds, the Vikings will get the ball yet again. Collins will come back in. I'm sorry, not Collins, but now Lorenzo Lewis. He wears 15. Collins wears number 15, and Lewis wears number 5. So now they're talking to the coaches. Guess just giving a little fair shake, giving a little warning. Oh, they're going to say Banks has to come back in for Robertson. 6 seconds remaining. Oh, there's a steal. Dorsett almost got the pick. 1.76 seconds remaining. And the inbound will be for the Vikings. And that shot by Lawson as the time expired, but we're going to see if they're not going to say that it was the shot. So we're at the end of the third period of play, and we are all not nodded, but it is 41. They're going to say 41. He's going to shoot the threes and makes it, as Lawson is having one heck of a year. He shoots all three of the 3 free throws, and that finally ends the first half of play, or the third quarter of play. I'm all tied up over here as we're going to take a break right now and get ready to get things started right here. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be back to start this fourth period. 43-32 is the score. Keep it where you got it. We'll be right back.
Lucky we live in a diverse community where people from different backgrounds live in the same neighborhood.
I like it.
To learn more about how the Fair Housing Act promotes diversity, visit HUD.gov/fairhousing. The Fair Housing Act prohibits discrimination on the basis of race, color, religion, sex, national origin, disability, and familial status. A message from HUD in partnership with the National Fair Housing Alliance.
Go Caleb! Come on, hit a homer, Jesse!
Let's go, guys!
Hey, did you guys know that kids who play sports earn more money when they grow up?
Of course. I
I knew that.
Hey, did you guys know that kids who read books have a bigger vocabulary?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Wow, thanks. Did you guys know that friendly children more friends?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah,
mm-hmm.
yeah.
That's true. I knew that. Did you guys know that?
And welcome back. We get ready to start this fourth period off, 43-32. The Bulldogs are trailing. The inbound almost stolen by the Bulldogs. As coming through the traffic and getting the basket was Zach Nuttall. Nuttall starts this fourth period off with an easy bucket, 45-32. Corbin Vines over in the far corner. He takes it, gets it across to Wagner. Wagner goes up off the glass, and he's going to be fouled. He'll go to shoot two. As that foul is going to be called against A.J. Lawson. Lawson had a monstrous third period. 14 points in the third period alone. And no good. After making one, ball is knocked out of bounds during the transitional. Bulldogs will get the ball. 45-33. Wagner gets the inbound, gets it across to Vine. Vine takes it from the right elbow. Shoots, no good. Rebound by the Vikings. And here comes Lawson. Lawson stops and drops. And they're going to call that foul against Charlie Hill. The basket's going to count. And going to shoot, the bonus will be A.J. Lawson. This young man scored 14 points in the third period. That one is in and out. The rebound is saved by Wagner. Gets it out to Vines. Vine bounces over to Dorsett. Dorsett driving, kicks it over into the corner of the Banks. Back to Wagner, who shoots the three. It's no good. The rebound by Banks goes back to Vines, and the basket's no good. Picked up now, and here comes Nuttall. Nuttall going from coast to coast in the paint, and they're going to call a blocking foul against Dorsett. Actually, against Malik Banks. So Banks picks up what could be number 3. 47-33 is our score. And we just had a official just fall out. And this is, we don't want to speculate anything, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to take a break. The official has just collapsed on the court. 6:55 here in this second half, the fourth quarter. And we got a very serious matter now on the attendance of the official fit out. We're going to take a break, and we'll be back. We'll keep you posted.
You're listening to the Open Mic Broadcast Network, the official voice of Waller County Athletics. Stay tuned. We will be returning to our live coverage of today's broadcast. Serving the community through faith and athletics, the Open Mic Broadcast Network.
All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It appears that one of the officials had gotten run over by some hustling ball players, took a little breather, and he's actually going to hang in here, and that's a great deal as he goes out. We continue play here. 47-33 is the score. The Vikings on top of the Bulldogs. Getting play resumed back in as the Vikings now working down low, and the easy basket for Trey Blakely as he gets the backdoor pass and gets the basket in. So it will be the Bulldogs' ball, 49-33, 6:35 remaining. So we got a little heckling for some of the fans going on. Nothing like some basketball. Wagner working in the paint, and he gets the basket, banging down. Good basket for William Wagner. Wagner makes it 35-49. Bulldogs trailing by 14. There's a steal, and here comes Wagner. He slips, gets to the poser, goes back, lays it off the glass, and Wagner is beginning to heat up here as the Bulldogs now trying to make a run. 12-point deficit for the Bulldogs, trailing 49-37. Over in the corner now, Bulldogs sign of pressure. Working is A.J. Lawson. Lawson has a total of 25 points. As that ball is thrown up by Nuttall, and the rebound is by Wagner. Wagner kicks it out to Cecil Dorsett. Dorsett out to that. Oh, that was blocked. That glass was blocked by Lawson coming from behind. Missing the layup was Corbin Vines. And here come the Vikings. Vikings going, and the layup is good, coast to coast for Basie. Makes it 51-37. Corbin Vines comes right back with the long pass. He gets the layup in the transition ball game, trying to pick up on both sides. Coming now is Lawson. Lawson off the glass, no good. Rebound by the Vikings. Kicking up back to Lawson at the left wing. Lawson waiting, looking. Bulldogs trying to apply a little bit of pressure now as Nuttall gets it over into the corner, and there's going to be a little pressure. Oh, they called it. They thought it was a turnover, and they call a foul against Dorsett. That you hear Bulldog Nation going ballistic. Vines will come out. 51-39 is the score. 4:48 remaining. At the line, shooting two will be Trey Blakely. Blakely has 14. He makes that one fall down. Sorry, that makes 14. Forgive me. Second shot on the way, and it's in and out. And Blakely gets his own rebound and gets the basket. Bulldogs got a little lackadaisical on the rebound, and it's now 53-39. Banks breaking through the press, kicks it, bounce passes, and lost a handle. Could not get the handle was Ray Simon. 4:33 remaining, 53-39. Bulldogs trailing the Vikings. Dorsett takes it, and that ball is almost out of bounds. Dorsett wrestling with it as Dorsett had the ball, and his foot was out of bounds. So it will be possession for the Vikings. The inbound is to Lawson. Lawson working against Charlie Hill, working the baseline, and goes up strong and gets the basket. 55-39. So there's going to be a foul called against Lawson. 55-39 is the score. 4 minutes and 12 seconds remaining in the contest. Bulldogs will send Malik Banks to the line. As there's a little confusion now coming in as they get it all straightened out. Banks will go to shoot. Malik Banks out of Prairie View, Texas, and he misses that shot. The rebound is by Wagner. Wagner gets it, goes up. He misses a shot. The rebound by the Vikings, and here come the Vikings, Blakely. And they called a reach, a push-off against the Vikings. Eric Basie. And that will be possession for the Bulldogs. 55-39, 4:03 remaining in the contest. So now here comes Malik Banks. Gets it to Dorsett in the corner for three. It's no good. The rebound is by Simon. Simon gets it, goes off the glass, and gets the bucket. Ray Simon gets his first field goal of the night. And they're doing the transition. They're going to call Will Wagner with the foul as Lawson was going up. Wagner not agreeing with the call. And Wagner will go to shoot 2 more. This man has carried the load for the Vikings. Takes his first shot, and it's nothing but bottom of the net. Nice shot Mr. A.J. Lawson has here. 56. And that makes it 57 as he sinks the second shot. 57-41. Banks getting it. Pushing across, breaking the press. Kicks it over Simon. There's going to be a foul called against number 21, Eric Basie. And going to shoot the 1-and-1 will be Malik Banks. 3:36 remaining. Bulldogs are going to have to really make up some ground at the free throw line and start getting some pressure at the turnover on the defensive side. Banks will go to shoot 2. Banks has a total of 7 points tonight. He does have a 3-pointer to his credit. Free throw is no good, too strong. Wright went up, did not win as Lawson comes down with it, being guarded by Cecil Dorsett, and the layup easily done by Lawson as he makes it 60-41. As there is going to be a stoppage of play. Trying to find out exactly what's going on. There's some confusion going on the far side. The officials are talking. We're on the opposite end. So the foul. So now Lawson, A.J. Lawson, is telling the coach to calm down. So it's 60-41, a 19-point lead for the Vikings. 3:18. Malik Banks will go back to the line, and he does make that one fall. 42-60. Bulldogs are trailing. Coming through, waiting. Dorsett is on Nuttall. Nuttall holding that hand out. And there's all kind of confusion going on right now as Charlie Hill will come back in. There's going to be a turnover against the Vikings. 3 minutes exactly remain in the contest. Banks gets the inbound from Wagner. The Bulldogs will come to try to work it out. Hill gets the pass. Wagner kicks it over in the corner. Going baseline was right to Charlie Hill down low. He misses the easy layup, and the rebound is by the Vikings. 42-60. Bulldogs close. That's going to be a push-off against Zach Nuttall. 2:41 remaining. 60-42. Bulldogs inbound. Banks dribbling to the left side. He kicks it back up to the top over the Hill. Charlie Hill spins in the paint, misses the shot, and rebounds by the Vikings. Coming up, pushing this Bakey, gets it over. Here comes as that was about to be something awesome by Lawson. Lost the handle, and it's a turnover, and the Bulldogs will get the ball. 60-42, 2:25 here in the final period. Wagner gets it up to Hill. Hill gets it across the timeline. The shot off the glass is too strong. The rebound by Wagner. Wagner takes it, kicks it over to Dorsett. Dorsett working, gets it into the paint to Wagner. Wagner's shot is good. (44-60), Bulldogs trail. A little pressure. There's a turnover. Here comes Wagner going up off the glass, and it's good. Wagner beginning to heat up now. Is it too little, too late? 46-60, Bulldogs trail with 1:40 remaining in the contest. Working now, Cecil Dorsett guarding Nuttall, and it's doing a wraparound. There's a timeout called on the floor, and it is 1:34 remaining in the contest. It is 60-46. Bulldogs are trailing. They're taking a minute break, and what we're going to do is take us a quick 30-second break, and we'll be right back. You listen to the Open Mic Broadcast Network.
Don't survive it. We just gotta think before we drink, cause you can lose your life just as fast as you can blink. It's that simple. We all know driving drunk is illegal, so we're doing it. I'm just trying to smarten up my people so we can keep it safe on the road. I'm all about mad, and that's because they got a positive goal. So next time when you out with the guys, make sure at least one stays sober to ride. Keep it safe, y'all. Yeah. Keep it safe, y'all. Yeah. Mad.org.
And welcome back. We are here. 60-46 is the score. Bulldogs are trailing. $134 remaining in the contest. Bulldogs are trailing by 14. As the inbound for the Vikings here, Nuttall being guarded by Dorsett. Dorsett trying to apply pressure. Oh, wow. That was another foul against Dorsett. And some of these hand check fouls are ultra sensitive on tonight. As that will be number 4 on Dorsett. Substitution now coming in. Going to shoot will be Nuttall. He'll shoot as they get things adjusted here to the Bulldogs. 1:27 remaining in this contest. And that basket is good of the 1-and-1 by Mr. Zach Nuttall. Nuttall makes it 61-46. Second shot is good. Number bottom of the net. As Nuttall's 2 for 2 from the line. Bulldogs trailing 62-46. Pressure being applied. There's a steal by Lawson, and here comes something special. Boom! He lays it down. He laid it down hard. He slams down when Nuttall. There's another turnover by the Bulldogs. 64-46. Did a roundhouse slam, did Lawson. 55 seconds. Bulldogs will go to 0-3. There's another foul call. They have been on the hand check fouls tonight. As a hand check call against James Hill. Nuttall will go back to the line. 64-46 is the score. We are live here at Waller Gymnasium. First free throw is good. As massive substitutions come in now. Zach Nuttall will shoot the second shot. 51.15 seconds remain. Bulldogs trailing by 19 at the moment. And 20 now with the second shot falling down for Nuttall. Substitution now. Lorenzo Lewis does enter the game. As they come back 48 ticks. Bulldogs just seem to be content on working things. Allen Roberts gets it in. There's a shot by Sean Roberts. It's missed. Going up was Hill. That ball was stripped. Coming up with the rebound off the shot is good by Wagner. As Wagner makes it 66-48. Coming through. And the pass to Blakely, and that shot is good. Foul going to be by Roberts. Blakely gets that one in, as makes it now 68-48, 20-point lead with 13.38 seconds remaining in the contest. No doubt about it. We'll give you some totals. We'll take a brief break in this contest, and we'll get things set and ready to go as the Bulldogs will appear to lose this one by the score of 68-48 as the rebound is handled by the Bulldogs. 8 seconds now. Wagner takes it, goes in, and lays that one in for another basket. Makes it 68-50, and that is going to do it for us right here. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll come back with our final post-game report. 68-50 was the score. The teams are lining up. We'll take a break, and we'll be right back. You listen to the Open Mic Broadcast Network.
You're listening to the Open Mic Broadcast Network, the official voice of Waller County Athletics. Stay tuned. We will be returning to our live coverage of today's broadcast. Serving the community through faith and athletics, the Open Mic Broadcast Network.
And welcome back here to the Open Mic Broadcast Network. Mike Prince here with you as the Bulldogs fall to the Byran Vikings. Bulldogs record goes now to 0-3. The Vikings will go to 1-2. Final score tonight was the Bulldogs 50, the Vikings 68. The Vikings were led with an outstanding performance by A.J. Lawson. A.J. Lawson scored 33 points. He exploded for 14 points in the second half. He got 10 in the fourth period and 14 in that third period. He got 24 of his 33 points in the second half. Another aid was by Zach Nuttall. Nuttall got a total of 14 points, as did Trey Blakely. Trey Blakely ended up the night with 18 points. Other score was Eric Basie. Basie got 3 points on the night for the total of 68 for the Vikings. Meanwhile, for the Bulldogs, they were led by William Wagner. He had a total of 17 points. He had 10 points by Cecil Dorsett, 8 points by Malik Banks. Other contributors tonight, Sean Robinson had 2 points, 2 points for Ray Simon, 2 points also on the record for Eric Wright. You had 4 points by Corbin Vines and 1 point by Allen Roberts. Bulldogs' total scores was 50 and the Vikings 68. That is going to take care of our coverage here tonight from the Dog Pound here on the campus of Waller High School. The Bulldogs fall short to the Vikings by the score of 68-50. This will be our final broadcast for Thanksgiving comes along. Want to wish each and every one of you a happy Thanksgiving and travel well. Don't eat too much. Don't forget, we'll be back with our syndicated talk show Friday for the Sports Report weekly that is aired throughout the Southwestern Athletic Conference regional market. You can hear right here at our new website listed at OBN-Radio, OBNRadio.com. As I want to give, Jada is wanting to say hello. She want a shout out. We're going to give a shout out to Jada. And to, how about if I just give a shout out to Bulldog Nation as we get ready to go. And we want to thank our sponsors on tonight, Mr. Larry's Automotive, Mr. Attorney-at-Law Lee Van Richardson Jr., the Bulldog Club, the City of Prairie View for the Economic Group. We want to thank the Learning Tree Daycare Center, and we want to thank you, the listener. My name is Dr. Michael France. Have yourself a wonderful, wonderful evening. Our time is up. The Bulldogs fall short by the score of 68-50. Until next week, God bless, good night, and we'll see you on the other side.